Okay, hopefully you've clicked on the right thing. This is the second part where I'm going to talk about some code. I've written some code here. Um, this is a little tiny web page, and this an example of an ordered list. And notice what I've done there. I've used the opening of the ordered list and the ending of the ordered list to show where that list goes, right? And what's nice about Notepad is that I can open and close these. And when I'm talking about scope of a tag, it's kind of like where the start tag and end tag ends. That's the scope of those tags. So later when we do the style thing, anything in here would affect all of this text, but nothing outside the scope of those tags. So that's dandy. This is an ordered list, and I'm gonna, get this going in Chrome just to show you what it looks like to start. These are the days I know, and this is an ordered list. There's the heading, makes that font a little bit bigger. The title, it's all dandy. Now, what I want to show you or tell you is a few things. First of all, just as a style thing, when I start doing my code, I like getting the start and end tags and type them in first, just so I don't forget them. So I get that first, and then I'll fill it in. So I know the syntax-wise, this is going to be correct. Correct. So I'm just making this up, and you don't have to. You're not typing this out. You're just soaking it in. What it takes to be a Dave. All right, and so then when I'm typing I'm just going to make this an unordered list this time, and I'm going to include the last tag first. So I don't care about the inside and outside, but I can see the scope of that tag is going to be everything inside there. And notice what I do is I'm not going to put my first list item here, right? I'm not going to put it there. I'm actually going to indent that. Why? It's not so it shows up differently. It looks like there's a little tab in there, but there's not. This is purely so we can read it, so we can see the scope of each of the tags, so that we minimize the amount of mistakes we make. So that indent, that tab, is for us to make fewer mistakes, um, and so we can read it better. I'm just making this up. Here's my second. And notice what I'm doing. I'm not typing the whole thing out. I'm typing my start and end tags and then filling them. Most important thing about being a Dave is having the name Dave. That's the most important thing. Okay, dandy. So there's unordered list and ordered list, and hopefully you're used to this. You don't have to launch it every time, otherwise you end up with 400 copies. You save it and then refresh, and then it goes really, really quick. And notice the difference. My headings look nice, and I can see an ordered list and an unordered list. So that's great. Um, the next thing I want to talk about before I let you off on doing some of your own is this idea of the style and the scope. So first of all, let's say, oh, by the way, these list items, and I'm going to show you this too before I get into the style. So I'm just going to make a point here. Notice start and end. Right. Talk, show host, retires, 2015. File save. And just see, so we can see kind of the, the difference here. All right, well, see, that's a point or a paragraph in that list item. And if I tab this in, now it looks like it's that part. I'll save it, but what's the difference in the web page? There's no difference. So that tab there was purely for us. And we can put these points kind of wherever we are, and it sort of, HTML will put them in the spot that it thinks makes sense. It's in the ordered list, so it's actually a point in the ordered list. It's not like it untabs that and puts it back out there. Okay, great. The next thing I wanted to talk about was this idea of style. So I'm going to change the style of this. Remember the style, and here we go. And notice that at times, at least Notepad++ will help you out, and it actually does the start and end quotes. And so it knows that we're going to be doing a style. Saw that red thing. And so I'm going to make this font family be Arial. And the second thing I'm going to make is, let's see, anything else? Oh, I'm going to make the color yellow. Maybe blue, because it's on a white background. I'm not going to be able to see it right now. So I'm going to save this and refresh. And you see just that one thing, that one list item changed. Just that list item changed. But if I were to grab this style, I'm going to grab the whole thing, cut it, Control X is cut, and put it in the body. Now what's its new scope? Well, the new scope is the entire body. So it should, well, I got to save it, of course, that was stupid. Save, and then refresh. All of the text goes blue and becomes Arial, which is might or might not be what I want to do. Okay, let's say it was. Actually, what I'm going to do is mess around with this a little bit more. Background color. And notice that it's kind of helping us out a little bit. But so the background color is going to be blue. But let's say, at least for the heading here, we want the heading color to be yellow. Let's say yellow wasn't a color that we knew. So I could, and I've looked this up already. I'm going to let you mess around with this later. But this is a hexadecimal code for yellow. Okay, that right there is a hexadecimal code. So I'm going to save this. So what should happen is I've got my body of the web page having the background color blue. Most of it should have, the text should be black because that's the default color, but this one heading, these are the days I know, should be yellow. Let's just check it out. There's blue, yellow, and black. You understand the idea of scope, I hope. So since that style was in the body, the whole body was blue. Since this style was only in that heading is yellow. A couple other things. First of all, this idea of nesting lists. So for instance, we've got an ordered list and an unordered list, but let's say we wanted to make these headings, which were headings, the start of a new list. Like these are the days I know is point 1, what it takes to be a Dave is point 2 in some new list. Let's do that. Well, ordered list, this is the new ordered list, and notice the end ordered list I want to be right down here, so I'm going to put that in straight off. But now everything kind of needs to be shoved over a little bit, right? The whole thing needs to be shoved over. Just so now I can read it, right? So it doesn't look like this end tag goes with this end tag. Notepad++ helps me out with this. Tab, 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 tab. Isn't this fun? Make sure this lines up. Okay, is that lined up? Yep, lined up, lined up, lined up. And now I want this to be my first list item. I'm going to change this to list item. This is going to be my second list item. And this is going to be a list item. And so I've got now a nesting, well, super nesting actually. There's first set, second set, kind of third set of pegs all nested. Oh, I got to save it. Idiot, Resto. Idiot. There. you know what? And the style has all changed now because this was not a heading anymore. It changed the look of the font, and it changed the look of the web page entirely. And you can toy around with that. What I wanted to mention was the how we nest the codes. Okay, do I have any? Oh yes. One thing was the last thing we took was this idea of emphasis. Emphasis, remember, made it italicized. Save. There's the 2. See, the 2 is in italics. If we wanted to make something bold, remember that's the letter strong. File save, refresh, and there's the bold, right? Okay, lots of stuff. Web pages are coming along and starting to have a little bit of flair and character with them. So don't be afraid to play around with different fonts and different colors to get something that that you actually like. Okay, that's it.